Hi there, Andrew here. I love to be entertained, but I have no patience, so I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. Being an adult is hard. A lot of responsibilities. You gotta make the big decisions. Currently it's 11:30 at night, and I have a tough decision to make. I'm hungry, you see, but I already ate dinner. So, do I eat dinner again? Or do I just wait until breakfast? Yes, children, this is what it's like to be an adult. Also, I must talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, different Afghan. Because I'm a guy and I live alone, generally what I do is when I wash the couch covering, and I do this with the sheets on my bed, whenever I wash either of them, I take them off, I wash them, and I put them right back on. Most normal people, or so I'm told, take off the dirty coverings, throw them in the wash, and put different coverings on. And then get the stuff out of the wash when it's done, fold it, and put it in the cabinet. Not I. Because I hate folding sheets, especially fitted sheets. It's hard. Being an adult is hard. Folding fitted sheets. By myself. Feh. Feh, I say. So yeah, I just strip my bed, wash it, put it right back on the bed when it's done. But, a couple weeks ago, I had the Extra Life charity event. My sister was here. After the charity event, I put the Afghan that was on the couch in the wash, and because she was here, sitting on my couch, I did the adult thing and got a different Afghan out of my linen cupboard, which is unlocked, unlike the ones in Trails in the Sky, I'll have you know. So that's why this garishly bright Afghan is on my couch, and it may stay that way forever, because when I wash this one, it's probably going right back on the couch when it's done. Maybe I'll cycle in the other one. We'll see. Oh, I'm going to watch Arcane, which my understanding is it's based on League of Legends, which is a game, a video game, about leagues who are legendary. Look, MOBAs aren't my thing. I know what League of Legends is, but I mean, I understand the concept of a MOBA, right? I know what League of Legends is. Never played it myself. MOBAs aren't my thing. MOBAs, what does that stand for? Multiplayer Online Battle Arena, I think is what that is. Basically, you have an arena, you have two teams, and you fight each other. MOBA. Online. So, League of Legends has a lot of characters. The game's been around for a decade plus. It's free to play, I believe. They sell different characters and stuff, and that's how they monetize it. And so there's just a ton of different characters, and there's lots of story and deep, deep lore. None of which I know. So I know what League of Legends is, but as far as story and characters and lore, no clue. So I don't know if Arcane is based on specific characters from the game or specific plot lines, or if it just takes place in the world of League of Legends. I don't know. So hopefully I don't have to really be heavily invested in League of Legends to understand this. So that is the perspective that I will be coming at this show, is someone who's heard of League of Legends but doesn't know it at all. So, you gotta stand on your own, Arcane! Also because they're calling it Arcane rather than League of Legends, although I imagine this poster over here probably says Arcane!
League of Legends.
Or something like that. Or maybe it's
League of Legends.
Arcane! I'm gonna guess it's on the bottom. Maybe there's show posters that have them in both places, and I'll just sneakily pick the one that's on the bottom, just to make me right. I certainly am not gonna, like, you know, if they're all on the top, I'm not gonna Photoshop it, because I don't have Photoshop. That program's expensive. I'm really hungry. Should I eat now, or wait until breakfast? Being an adult is hard. Oh my God, you guys. I have the absolute bestest, most cleverest idea in the history of filmmaking. Are you ready for this? Better sit down, because this is going to blow your pants off. It doesn't make any sense. But, okay. This is awesome. This is so good. You're going to love this. All right. There are, like, classes of people, right? And you could divide these classes between the haves and the have-nots. Or you could divide the classes between, like, the upper class, those would be the haves, and the lower class, and that would be the have-nots, or at least not have as much. So you've got upper and lower class, and oh my God, this is where the this is where the magic is. So you have the upper and the lower class. You have the upper and the lower class. Upper and lower. Upper and lower. What if you dramatically represented that in a literal and visual way, where you had a city that was very vertical, right? And the upper class all lived in the upper areas, and the lower class all lived in the lower areas. And the upper areas were like the tree canopies where they get all the sun and everything is bright and crispy and cool, and everything in the lower area sucks because it doesn't get any sunlight. It's the lower, trashy, dirty areas. And it's like a sewer. Right? Upper class are up. Lower class are low. No one has ever thought of that visual representation of classes before. Other than that critique, I mean, you do the whole upper class, lower class, literally living up high and literally living down low, respectively, because it works. Yeah, we've seen it a million times before in movies and cartoons and video games, but it works. It's easily readable. Older, snobbier film people get it. Well, obviously. And the younger crowd gets it. I mean, heck. This is done in the Masters of the Universe, the He-Man cartoon, not that one, the other one, the one that looks like Skylanders. They do it in that one, too, and that one's for very much younger children. So, it's done too much, maybe? Get a new metaphor, but it works. So, that's tired. Other than that, I really enjoyed this first episode of Arcane. Or maybe it is Arcane? Who knows? So, League of Legends fans, do let me know in the comments if the show is even more enjoyable. If I knew anything about League of Legends story and lore. Because I don't. So, any of the I see where this is going. That's all lost on me. So, why did I watch a League of Legends show when I know really nothing? I'm not interested in League of Legends. Because I saw a trailer and it looked cool. And I mean that both visually and story-wise. Let's talk about the visuals. It's a CG animated show, but it has a very unique cell shading style, where instead of doing flat colors for the cell shading, it's doing some very almost painterly texturing on the character models, which gives it a very interesting, very distinctive look. I like it. I really like the way it looks. I like the various characters and how they are rendered. I think it's a very aesthetically attractive show. It does it for me. A couple critiques. Most of the particle effects, fire, smoke, debris, and things like that, are 2D animated, or at least, at the very least, very much appear to be 2D animated. Like, someone falls off a ladder and lands on the ground, and poof, puff of smoke. It looks like a flat, drawn puff of smoke rather than an actual rendered volumetric cloud of dust, right? That doesn't blend very well. I don't care for that. It doesn't match. The animation isn't great. It's not bad. It's just not great. That toon shading, that painterly cartoon shading that they're doing on the characters is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Because the models are rigged well, but the animation is a little underwhelming, and a lot of that, especially in the facial animation, it's a little stiff, but the modeling and that texture work is so striking that it doesn't matter as much because their faces are hitting really attractive dynamic poses. So they always look really good. Even though the animation is I wouldn't even say janky, it's just not the best I've ever seen. It's not as smooth as it could be. It's still fine, but the very cool and distinctive art style is, as I said, doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I had a second critique, didn't I? No, that was it. The animation is and the particle effects are 2D and don't quite match. Other than that, I really dug this show. I like all the characters are, even in this first episode, are distinctive and well drawn. From a CG modeling standpoint, yes, not what I meant. Well rendered. Wow. Drawn, rendered, well presented, well thought out. No one feels one note. Everyone feels like a full character that has their own personality and life, right? You can imagine these characters, when they're not on camera, are off doing other things. So basic premise is our main cast of 4 kids go topside to the upper class to go steal some stuff because they're lower class and they don't have much stuff. They accidentally blow up a building, they get chased around, and then they escape back. They lose most of their loot except some blue MacGuffins, and they go back home. Their guardian chews them out for going topside because it's just causing problems. There's the enforcers from topside seem to have some type of deal with the guy who's running low side, bottom side, I don't know, saying, hey, some of your peoples came and blew up a building. I need you to give me a name so I can throw someone in jail by tomorrow, because that's politics, buddy. Don't want to do it. Looks like these two have a history, which is real cool. But if you don't give someone up to be the sacrificial lamb, I'm going to have to come back here tomorrow with the battalion of enforcers, and you know how that's going to go. So... There was this cute furless cat, and it got eaten by a mutant rat, and that made me very sad. Oh well. It's shot well. The action scenes are clever, well thought out, and shot in a way that's not confusing. There's a fight scene, and the fight scene was well thought out, well planned, well choreographed, and well shot. Could actually follow the action and see what was going on. Very nice. Keeping the geography of the scene intact. There's a scene, one of the four main kids is younger than the others, and so she's still learning the ropes, and the others are giving her, a hard time because, well, she's young, she can't run as fast or jump as far, and she feels like she's bringing the whole team down. And so she's listening outside the door, where her older sister and one of the other guys in the in the gang are talking about her. And she hears her sister say, yeah, my younger sister doesn't compare to you. And she's like, oh, 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 and runs off. And of course, if she'd stayed just another couple of seconds, she would have heard her sister follow up with, she doesn't complain, and she doesn't mouth off, and she doesn't do this. And she was standing up for her sister. But now you're probably thinking, oh, it's doing one of those where we have a misunderstanding and then we run away and blah, blah, blah. No, she just went to her room. And her sister followed her to her room and they talked it out and they're fine. They talked it out and they're fine. How often does that happen in movies and shows and stuff like that? That was nice to see. She didn't run away. She didn't pack up her bags and just leave. No, she just went to her room and had a sulk. Hey, it's not live action, but it's a nice adaptation of a video game. Unless the rest of the episodes just completely fall apart. Will I be watching more? Yes. Because I really very much enjoyed this first episode of Arcane, and looking forward to more. So, once again, I do implore anyone who is a League of Legends fan to let me know in the comments what having knowledge of the history, story, and lore of the franchise adds to the viewing experience. I'd be very interested in knowing. Now I have to decide. Do I eat dinner now, again, or wait until breakfast? It's midnight 30. I also have to decide, do I watch episode 2 now? Do I go to bed? Do I watch something else and do another debut review? Being an adult is hard.